All right, so next is the Young Bucks against Penta and Eddie Kingston in a street fight. This was not Rock and Roll Express versus Midnight Express type street fights. This was a street. Eddie Kingston's a good brawler. That's what he does best. But these other guys aren't good brawlers, and this was a street fight that had minimal amount of brawling and just a lot of spots, trash cans, tables. I just can't stand when these like you're in a brawl. The whole point concept of the street fight is that it's not a wrestling match. You're not having to follow the rules. So you just go out there and like fight. You can wear like cowboy boots and you can tape your fists up and everything and brawl. And it's like these guys didn't brawl enough. Like I don't know. This is like a 2021 street fight. Eddie Kingston was very good in this, but they had to do I don't know why they did thumbtacks here at the end. I thought that was
just to differentiate themselves from the other shows.
What do you mean differentiate? They've done thumbtacks repeatedly on this show.
No, I mean but then they're different from Raw or whatever because WWE doesn't
I don't know.
typically
I
use
think
them.
whenever they get into this, all the stunts and the thumbtacks and the tables and stuff, I don't know. I don't.
Well, Tony, if Tony wants to do another exploding match, obviously that's his cup of tea, being an ECW fan and things like that. So you'll probably see a no ropes barbed wire match come up at some point too.
What did you think of this, Harry?
Harry froze and dipped again. He'll be back.
He froze again?
Yeah.
Well, that's been our review until we get Harry's take on the end here.
On the main event.
Yeah.
So next week should be a normal week though, because Conan's good for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, all that. So
yeah.
And I think Jericho said he was good for Sunday or Tuesday. So what do you prefer there?
Either or, doesn't matter.
All right. So what was your?
Sorry about that.
So Harry, what's your take on the street fight?
There, the main event.
So it was a lucha libre street fight. Like I know you didn't like it much. That it was just spot tables and tacks and everything else.
I like old school street fights.
Yeah, me personally, I know the style of the Young Bucks. I know the style of Penta. Kingston was the odd man out, but then the moments that he did the stuff that he knows how to do, he looked good. So I really, really enjoyed this main event. I thought it was good, and it's still the only thing is Joe had a great comment during the show last week where it was like the Young Bucks, their first loss in who knows how many months, comes against a team that was just put together a couple of weeks ago. It's like you got so many great tag teams, and the ones they lose to are two guys that aren't actually a team. So that's the only but. Besides that, I really, really enjoyed the main event and the show overall. And I know Disco didn't like the tweet that I posted, but I honestly think that AEW, with their fans back in there and having different fans every week, is going to make the show even better. And
I disagree.
I enjoyed it.
The fans, first of all, the fans aren't improving anything.
I enjoyed it more.
They do more to ruin segments than they do to improve segments. I don't. It's just. I mean, these fans are like, the fans are not excited. Okay, there's very few sides in the crowd. They're not.
Did you see that first match? How everybody was on their feet and nobody sat down for the duration of the match.
All they do is chant. They don't act crazy. They don't say, but bro, go watch fans from back. Watch wrestling fans. If wrestling was exciting, and watch wrestling fans. They're very introverted. They don't like to be on camera. They don't like to bring signs. They don't like this. It's a very subdued crowd. That just a dun 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 dun. That's all they do. Maybe the bar's been set so low for fan interaction, but it's just like these fans they're not like adding to the show. They're not like popping on a big punch. They're not like booing the heel out of the building. They're not like they're I don't know. It's just
they're not
different.
They're not popping on a big punch, but when Penta does a Canadian Destroyer onto a table, they go crazy.
And what did that mean? It's like, bro, that's
what I mean.
Matches.
Like in the past, a big punch would get it.
But look at what they have to do. Okay, we used to get a pop on lining a guy up, punching him. He'd take a bump, the crowd go, woo, woo. Bro, these guys are having to do Canadian Destroyers on tables. When we could do just a punching on the floor. And it's like, that wasn't even the end of the match.
No, but I just said it as an example because that's
Disco, real quick. Stephen Burton has joined us, just so you know.
Every week.
Hey, man.
Okay? Every week. And wrestling is not, it's stagnated in the fans. The NXT does the exact same people every single week. AEW basically does the exact same crowd. And all these do the exact same crowds every week. And there's opportunities for new fans to watch. And I still profess that the reason the new fans don't watch is that the work is like it is. It's very There's a million false fits. So it's like nothing hurts. There's no context on these shows. There's no suspension disbelief where, this happened to a guy. My God, he's going to be out for a while. It's like, no, he's back up and he's doing another spot like 30 seconds later. I think fans watch this that want to get into it, and this type of wrestling they're not resonating with.
Yeah.
Like the fans were, perfect example. If everything was like the Cody QT match, where all the details were covered, it looked like a fight. It didn't get too wacky and the spots and anything, and it followed a logical path. It's kind of like the NXT matches. They always follow kind of like a logical path, details and stuff and thing. Bro, these guys, these other matches, they just do these spots because they can do them. That's what it looks like. So it looks like they're just doing a bunch of stuff that they can do, and it's not in the context of the fight. It's like they're not having a fight. Why are they doing this? It's like an acrobatic stunt in the middle of this street brawl. So it's like, it's kind of weird. I don't think it resonates with fans. So.
And to piggyback off what you were saying, I was going to say, I had a sign at Dynamite in Indianapolis. I was sitting second row, and I kind of felt like an asshole for being the only person with a sign anymore. And, back in the day, WCW and WWF, I mean, everybody had a sign.
Everybody's fired up.
Everybody was pumped.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like these fans show up, they sit there, and there was a spot where they go, this is awesome. It's not that they're like, because there's no suspension disbelief, they're not emotionally invested in this. They're watching this as critics.
I agree.
It's like,
too many moves. It's like when MJF did that tombstone off the second rope. I thought for sure that was going to end the match, and then Guevara kicks out. Yeah, I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah, these guys just do the moves.
It's too much.
Do them, and then somebody kicks out. It's like you're just like, all right, that didn't really mean much,
Yeah, and it leads to less. It leads to less investment overall. Like last night after I watched that and I had some free time, I was, for some reason, it was like the 25 years since the NWO. So I had it in my head. I haven't seen this match in a while. I'm going to watch it. And I watched Nash Hall and Six versus Piper Flair and Kevin Green. And I was spellbound the whole match, because I just remembered how invested I was back then. And it was like, just the way those guys performed. It was
a lot more believable.
And the crowd was crazy on fire because Flair was coming back from injury, too. It was, and every chop, woo! Oh my God, dude! It was such a good watch that I was like, I miss it,
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so
I'll just give this last comment. So Disco, you mentioned it looked like Daly's place, and I think the crowd was like 3,500 fans, and it looked similar setup to a TNA show I went to like in 2011 in Ontario, California, where the arena was like cut in half, and that's where you had the stage, and it was very few seating available. Why? Because those many fans. But the ones that are there, they're passionate. They like the show. They're going to the show because they like it. Not like I used to be a big WWE fan, and whenever they were in town, I would always go to every show. And you get a lot of casual fans that go out there. It's like, oh yeah, WWE, they're the wrestling company, right? Let's go to the show. And they're not into the storylines. They're not into who's the red hot baby face or the big heel. They're just there because it's the popular thing to do. So that's what I like about AEW, that the fans that are there, they know. Like Tommy End, he pops up, and instead of chanting Aleister Black, they're chanting Tommy End. Like they're on the inside with everybody else. They're not going to get the 20,000 fans in attendance that WWE gets for some shows. But the ones that are there, they're passionate. And for now, that's been working for them. And that's what Tony Khan seems to like.
So that's been our AEW.
Awesome. D.I. Joe, thanks, guys.